Hey, folks. Logan coming at you live from the Land Fixer podcast, doing a brief special today with one of my good friends, AJ over at Supercharged Offers. Say hi to everybody.
Hey Logan, hi everyone. Hope everyone who watching this is doing great.
Yeah, I'm really glad to have you back. I wanted to have you on just to do a little bit more of a deep dive into some of your services over at Supercharged Offers.
Yeah.
Um, Folks, you've been on the podcast a couple times already, so some folks are probably already familiar with you. Obviously, you're very well known in the community. But what I keep hearing from the folks that I'm talking to is still struggling with acquisitions, or on the counter, people that are ramping up acquisitions because they're starting to think we're in a bit of a buyer's market. So I think you're the person to talk to for both of these things. So, AJ, I just wanted you to kind of guide us through some of your most popular offerings right now and maybe anything new that you have in the pipeline.
Love it, Logan. Thank you so much. Yeah, I think it's really important to understand when you're a land investor as well, whether you're trying to do more and scale or whether you're in that phase of just trying to get started, you don't have to do everything yourself. And this is where we see a lot of real estate investors come unstuck, right? You and I have seen it one too many times. People go through their training and their education and then they try and do everything. And it gets pretty overwhelming, right? You and I have been there I know when I started doing land like nearly 9 years ago now, trying to do everything was almost like a part-time job, right? And then you've
And
got to still make your deals happen.
on top of that, experienced investors fall back into it. I fall back into it. Like
Yep.
there will be a change in the market or a slight change in the business, or one thing kind of stops working. So I go back to reinvent and I just put myself back where I started. So it's
Yeah.
not just a newcomer sort of problem.
It's not. It's not. And it comes back to that principle that I often talk about with people, which is the ratio of how much you're working on your business versus in your business. And if you're always in the weeds and trying to do it all, you're never going to be that person that works on your business to grow it or to get it to that next stage, depending upon what your goals are around it, right? So let me I guess let's break down a couple of the things that supercharged offers do because we've really evolved over the 6 years that we've been in business. And and the main reason for that evolution, you just mentioned it before. We're about to go into a buyer's market. I think we're about to end or coming close to ending that seller's market cycle. So in the 6 years that we've been operating, we've seen real estate go through those cycles. So as a company that offers acquisition services, we've got to adjust what we do as we go through those cycles so that we're meeting our customers where they're at, right? So really important to keep that in mind. So let me just share a couple of things about what we do here at Supercharged. Can you see my screen there, Logan?
Yes, I can.
Excellent. So there's a couple of things. Number one, we're always scaling with you. So we become part of our customers' teams. We don't necessarily just see ourselves as a service provider that plug and plays and then we leave you. That's not it. We actually become part of your team. We want to build that success foundation with you to make sure that we're looking at your strategy, your data, having a data concierge in our team that can do all of that for you, do all your skip tracing, your cold calling, really make sure that success foundation is there. Then we want to make sure that your marketing machine is really working. Things like your branding, your custom websites, your lead magnets and credibility. So when your leads come to you, whether that's through cold call, direct mail, website, etc., they're getting that consistency and that customer experience as well. Then making sure with direct mail, everything we do with direct mail is done for you. Everything from the data that you need for that, the customized campaign, the what I call the market message match, which is what are we mailing, who are we mailing to, and what's the actual content that we want to put in front of them. It's going to maximize that conversion as well, and tracking all of that. So if you think of just those as the foundation principles, we want to take care of all of that for you, which is great. Some of our customers, so Diane, this is just a few examples. So when she was working with us 3 weeks into her campaign, 49 leads, she was able to put in 29 offers on those. Five of those turned into contracts with a potential of about 150K in her pipeline, which is great. This is someone who had experience, so coming to us to help her fill that void, which is great. Mario's brand new. Now he was 6 months into his land journey and still had not done a deal or spoken to a prospect. Why? Because he was in overwhelm, lots to learn, lots to implement, and just wasn't seeing that traction. 1 month into us, we had him at 40 leads. He finally got his first contract to under, which, that proof of concept and that confidence that comes with that, Logan. And that ended up with 30,000 in his pipeline, which is great. Loads of happy customers. People love working with us because they get really great service. They get help with their strategy and the implementation of that. So we want to make it easier for them. And I always say, time is money, Logan, don't you think? That if you're
Yeah.
spending your time on just doing deals, that's where you're going to get traction. So what are our products? Let's go through them. There's only a couple. We've really refined it down to a few, which is great. The first one is what we call our business builder. And this is our outreach engine where you get a dedicated cold call team. We can do either warm transfers or appointment setting for you. We customize that to your workflow. We do all the data. We skip trace it for you. We make sure it's run through a TCPA, so a do not call and litigators list. We want to protect you with that. And then we set you up with the dashboard to fully look at all of your results. So daily, you'll see your call recordings, your call stats, and all of the different conversations that have happened with your prospects. You also get a customer success manager that you have direct access to that can help you out with things like altering the script, adjusting the data, making those small adjustments along the way. And for that, we're going to reach out to 40,000 unique property owners over a 4-month period. So that's 10,000 leads we're trying to reach out to per month. On average, it says 1 to 5 daily leads. That does depend upon where you're marketing to, because you
Yeah.
and I know, Logan, some markets are hotter than others.
A
But
hundred
on average,
percent.
we're seeing people get about 3 leads a day with this, which is really cool.
That's incredible.
So
And
that's
for these leads, as
package
they
number
come
one.
in, you have a little more than just the leads showing up, right? I mean, with like it cannot be understated how much like a warm transfer of the lead is valued. I've worked with
Yeah.
services in the past where like you would just get a text message or an email, and it could be like a day or two after the lead actually came in with just a very generic rundown of what happened, and that's it. And then you try to call them, and they're just kind of
Yeah.
confused. I mean, that's a huge deal.
Yeah, it is. I think warm transfers, if you are the type of person that's confident on the phone, which a lot of our customers are, and we even help them out and coach them with that too, those warm transfers are priceless because if we've qualified the lead, the sooner that you can start talking to that lead, the better. You're going to minimize your ghosting. You're going to maximize the opportunity to start that relationship with that prospect straight away. So that warm transfer, I love warm transfers. I think they work really, really well. Let me just get that off my screen. Yeah, warm transfers work really, really well. It's if you're confident in taking those calls, they're a game changer. And there's
Awesome. What
not
else
too
do you
many
have?
companies out there that do them. Yeah.
Oh no,
So
yeah.
that's our first one around Business Builder. Then we've got what we call our Job Stopper. So this is basically building on the Business Builder where you've still got all of your outreach, so all of your data, compliance, strategy, skip tracing, DNC checks, all of that, all of your analytics. But now we're also adding in direct mail and a website. So you still get your 10,000 dials a month. But now what we can do is once those dials have happened and we've identified those areas with you and we've identified the people that didn't pick up the phone, now we can double down with some really customized direct mail. And we can push them to a 2-page website, which is really just a landing page that is that consistent branding throughout everything as well. So we build you out that digital presence kit. You get a full 2-page website that has automated email sitting behind it. You get an authority ebook, which is really helpful to build confidence with people as well, and the direct mail that we integrate for you there too. So that's our next 4-month package. We're just adding on to it as we go. Any questions on that one, Logan, before I go to the next two?
Well, one comment. I mean, it's very smart. I've heard this from a lot of people who actually do the opposite. They'll send the mail and then they'll call people, and it's like you definitely want to whittle a list down. Calls are a lot cheaper, so that's definitely the way you want to go. But yeah, that's
Yeah.
incredible, and that's only. I mean, for $22,000, if you don't get 3 deals, 4 deals, I mean that there's no
Oh,
way you
easy.
can lose on that. I mean,
Yeah,
it's incredible.
easy. Easy. And look, the conversion rate, what we're finding is for most of our customers, for cold calls, on average, about every 30 leads that come through is a deal, at least. For people who really know what they're doing and are really confident, that's more like 2 deals, but some good stuff there. So that's our job stopper. The next one is our legacy level. All the same stuff that the job stopper is, we're just talking bigger numbers now. So now we're going up to 80,000 unique property owners, which is 20,000 dials a month, 10,000 direct mail pieces a month, and a custom 7-page website sales funnel. So that custom one is really where we'll go into, let's say that you're the type of land person that's focused on probates and perhaps entitlement deals.
Hmm.
That's your sweet things that you love to do. Everything that we'll build for you will be based around that. So, making sure that when the property owner goes to your website or clicks on your socials, for example, they're seeing all the case studies and information about those two strategies. So they go, oh, yeah, that's me. So maybe I need to speak to this person. So that's all custom build with the 7 page. Lots more leads coming through because obviously it's a numbers game, right? Volume equals different numbers that we get. So everything's still the same there with the outreach, the data, the analytics with dashboards, direct mail, and all the digital presence that we build for you as well.
Yeah, and that's brilliant. I mean, I've had a lot of people that have asked me like, why isn't my business working? And it's so obvious that they just have this generic land company. There's
Mm,
nothing that makes them appear to be the expert on what they're trying to buy and sell. And if you're not
yeah,
placing yourself as an expert, if you don't have that branding dialed in, then your success rate is not going to be as high as you need it to be successful, especially as we're more competitive. This is a more competitive industry.
correct, correct. And that even gets down to mailers as well, right? In
Hmm.
order to push traffic to your website, your communication that you need to have with your prospect needs to be customized and really speak to them. So that thing I mentioned earlier about market message match, we might end up with this package doing 3 to 4 mail pieces, depending upon your strategy. There could be a number of different offers that we're making for you over a period of these 4 months. It could be that we're segmenting your data into infill lots versus recreational lists, depending upon, again, what your strategy is. And they will all get a customized mailer that speaks to their situation, their avatar, if you like, and pushing them to your website so that they can get that full story and that full branding.
That's incredible.
Yep. So that's the legacy level. In order to work with us, we simply, once you've had a call with our sales team, they'll send you an invoice for whatever package it is. And I've got one more package to show you. We give you an onboarding form to fill in. You simply then book a welcome call where our data concierge and client success manager will go over everything with you. We get your data ready. You get to give feedback on that and approve it. Same with all of the other assets. So once we're doing things like website build, content, mailers, you get to give feedback on all of that, but we will do all the heavy lifting. And then we just get you set up and we begin, which is pretty cool. And the last thing that I want to show you is just the data direct mail. So a lot of people are still leaning into direct mail at the moment, and it does still work, but it's got to be the right message. So we
Hmm.
do an all-in-one service. So I don't want people looking at this to compare it to the cost of a stamp because it's not. These prices include all of your data. The data concierge team will run sales reports for you. We'll customize all of your mail pieces. We do color print, and we actually track all of your mail to delivery. So we've got some packages there that are really cool for people as well. So yeah, essentially, Logan, we're a done for you model. We're not like a lot of the other agencies out there that they only do part of it. We can do a combination of all of it, which is really exciting. And then the last thing, and I want people to go and look at this, is obviously buyerfinder.io. So buyerfinder is once you've got a property under contract, you can go on, find all the neighbors and cash buyers in a radius and actually send them an information and offer about the property, which is really cool.
That's amazing. Yeah, I
Yeah.
like I actually the more I think about it, I'm thinking like those are the same things that experienced investors want. Like a done for you service, just like get it off my plate. I want to pick
Yep.
some areas, tell you the sort of mail I want, and then you go. I mean, that's
Yep.
incredible. You,
Exactly. And what we find with most of our customers as well, Logan, is number one, we save them time. Number two, we get them more efficient because a lot of people, when they're trying to do it themselves, they don't market consistently. So they'll find that they'll
yeah.
market, they'll do some marketing, and then they'll stop for a month because they get busy. So we're making sure that that consistency and that efficiency is there. And number three, we often save them on resources. So some of our customers have even, downsized what they've got with a VA because they don't need a VA to pull data, scrub data, organize their mail merging, all that stuff, we do that for you.
Yeah, that's incredible. And if you've spent a lot of time hiring and training VAs only for them to disappear on you like 2 weeks after you're done training them and you just want to rip your hair out of your head, then you know what that can feel like.
Yep, absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah. So that's everything that we offer, Logan, and we'd more than welcome people to come and book a call with us.
Well, AJ, thank you so much for being with us. I know you got stuff to do, and I want this to be digestible for my clients. So, folks, just take a look at the link that I'm going to put below. Reach out to AJ. I mean, there's not enough good to say about her service. Y'all are going to love working with her. Ask me about my experience. And we've known AJ for years now, and she's helped us not only in learning and improving our acquisition game, but all sorts of different ways that she's helped us in the businesses that we've built over the years. So, AJ, thank you for your time, and we look forward to seeing you next one.
Thank you, Logan.